Brought to you by Toyota. Get the feeling. Here now, Al Michaels.
Back in Denver, Oakland leading shockingly 21-7 at the half on this 500th Monday. Frank Gifford grew up in Bakersfield, All-America at the University of Southern California, the embodiment of the New York Football Giants. 27 years on Monday Night Football. Partner, it is just great to see you. And could you have believed that because of this idea that was hatched years ago that you would not spend a single autumn Monday at home for 27 years?
No, Al, I didn't. Out of the 500 games, I did 411 of them. And what I recall most about that means that's 822 airplanes somewhere, because we seldom played in New York. But it was a wonderful experience for all of us. And I think I know John feels that way. He was coaching at Oakland, and we had some great games there. I know how you feel about it, Al. And just a little tribute to the man whose vision brought this about, and that's Roone Arledge. Roone is not feeling that good right now, but he's coming around. But this was a man who believed he could take a football game, turn it into something special, and indeed he did. And maybe, guys, we might not even be here if it hadn't been for Roone Arledge.
The equal number of takeoffs and landings, of course, are important. That's something that John doesn't know very much about anymore.
No, I don't, but I know about Frank Gifford Monday Night Football. I know when I was coaching, and you and Howard Cosell and Don Meredith would come in. I was coaching when it first started, and then it was special, and it just seemed to get more special every year. I mean, you guys brought a real excitement to every game you ever did.
You did too, John. Of course, we always had the John Madden Wardrobe Award with the tie flopping and the shirt tail out, but we've had some special times over the years on it. Both you have.
Well, yeah. Folks voted online for the greatest Monday night game. Stay with us, Frank. We're going to take a look right now at the nominees, the 5 finalists. 1978 Dolphins versus Oilers. Houston's Earl Campbell rushed for 199 yards and 4 touchdowns as the Oilers won a thriller. Opening night 1983, the Dallas Cowboys overcame a 20-point halftime deficit to knock off the Super Bowl champion Washington Redskins. 1985, 12-0 Chicago against Miami. Third-year quarterback Dan Marino and the Dolphins ended the Bears' quest for perfection, Chicago's only loss of the year. 1994, Joe Montana and John Elway waged a duel for the ages at Mile High. It was the NFL at its very best. And 2 years ago, after midnight in the Meadowlands, the Jets overcame a 23-point fourth-quarter deficit to stun the Dolphins in overtime. The 5 nominees for the greatest game in Monday Night Football history will announce the winner when we come back. 21, Denver 7 in Denver at halftime. Well, the polls are closed. All of the votes have been counted. Frank, the envelope, do the honors.
And here it is, the one you voted for as the best of 500 Monday night games.
On October 23rd, 2000, the Dolphins and the Jets kicked off at a little past 9 o'clock and battled until 1:17 Tuesday morning. To every Jets fan, it will be forever known as the Miracle at the Meadowlands. Fiedler throws, and the catch is made.
What a great pass by Fiedler.
Oh, it is Leslie Shepard. Touchdown.
In the first half, it seemed like nothing could go wrong for us, and couldn't have gone any better to start the game out.
Lamar Smith, he's going to go all the way. And the Jets still do not have a first down.
And right now, the Jets look awful.
We went in at halftime, and we were embarrassed. I just told the guys in offense, said, hey, don't worry about the score. Let's just go out and play some football.
I told you, they heading to the exits, dog. Where they going, dog? It's still early. Where y'all going?
Right on the bat, baby.
Yes, sir.
They ain't coming back on us.
No, come on.
We had scored, and Jay says this game's over with. And ever since that, at the start of the fourth quarter, everything just, I think he jinxed us.
Trailing 30-7 at the end of the third quarter, Vinny Testaverde would lead a furious fourth-quarter comeback by the Jets. Testaverde throwing over the middle, touchdown. Jermaine Wiggins.
As bad as Vinny Testaverde played for 3 quarters tonight, he is playing just the opposite. He's magnificent.
Move the chain, baby. Move the chain.
19 first downs in this quarter? That's unbelievable.
I just kept saying to myself, we just have to hang on. We have to score one more time and keep us going.
Here's Vinny going to the end zone. Can he make the catch? Yes! Amazingly, the Jets scored 23 rapid unanswered points and tied the game 30-all. But just 22 seconds later, the Dolphins came right back. Touchdown, Miami! Then the Jets responded when Testaverde dropped back and found the most improbable, unimaginable receiver to tie it again and force overtime. And it is juggled and caught by Jumbo Elliott. After the first catch of Elliott's career, an overtime interception by Marcus Coleman led to a 40-yard field goal by John Hall to cap the zany evening in the game you voted the greatest in the history of Monday Night Football. Good snap. Kick away. Jets win.
It was a Monday night game. The nation was watching it. It was a game that I'm proud that I can say I was a part of.
Of course, the irony is all of the action in the greatest Monday night game ever took place on a Tuesday morning. It all took place after midnight. Do you still have the yellow jacket at home?
No, you know what? I did auction it off somewhere. I won't tell you where.
we look like...
This is really much better than we had, though, I must tell you.
It's a newer model. We all look like canaries on steroids.
Howard loved it, though. He loved to sit in the lobby and say, "Leave me alone," with his yellow jacket on. He was a beauty. That wasn't my pick, Al. We had a game, Houston and Miami in 1978. It was one of the great games ever played. Brian Greasy's father, Bob Greasy, threw for almost 400 yards. Earl Campbell ran for 2 touchdowns, 199 yards. It was back and forth, back and forth. It had everything that Monday night is about.
You're exactly right, Gifford. Don't be a stranger. Partner, great to see you again.
Arizona State, USC on Saturday.
You bet. We'll get a small little bet going on the side here. Frank Gifford joining us on this 500th Monday. The second half coming up from Denver after this.